Hello, everybody. Welcome to It's a Long Story. Slightly different setup today. I am in another place, obviously, seeing as you can actually see the background behind me. But yeah, very excited to be able to jump in after a long break. So like I said, welcome to It's a Long Story, a 3 times a week campaign set in the wonderful world, homebrew world of Imea. We are here with our normal Tuesday night crew, the New Moon. Everybody look at the camera and say hi.
Hi.
I really, in my head, I kind of picture the idea that like someone's doing that at home because I asked them to do it. So if that's you, thank you. Um, so,
Matt's watching. I bet he's waving.
yes, thank you, Matt. Thank you for waving. And if not, you're waving now. And I appreciate that you were late to it, but you did it. Anyways. um, without further ado, we have a lot to kind of catch up on. Again, we've been gone for a couple weeks, so there could be some like spaces that need to be kind of filled in before we fully kind of jump into things. But the person that is going to bring us as current as we can, Fidget, whenever you're ready, let us know where we have just left off with the new moon.
All right. So last session we picked off with Aaron being thrown off the mountain by Grincelli Mortimer, and through very quick thinking from both Ianthe and Grian, quickly rescued, brought back up to the mountain, and back to safety. The battle that had been happening with the roar and the humans had dissipated, and the party began to flee down the mountain. On their way down, though, they got a message from a voice in the sky. It turned the sky, I think, pink, if I remember correctly. And the voice overtook everyone's mind. Even the animals seemed to be reacted by it. Essentially promising a new world, a new hope, and tearing down old leaders and lies. This person was Tal. Moving on, we went into the woods. Ianthe and Aaron had a nice talk. They discovered Ianthe has a necromantic hand now. We also named the puppy. Left head is Belle, middle head is Gizmo, and the right head is Donsig. And made our way off to bed. On the first watch, it was Slagtan and Aaron. We did see something in the forest, but we weren't too sure what it was. On the second watch was Titian and Grian. They both had different feelings overwhelm them. Titian saw a ghost, and Grian felt overwhelming regret. And we ended off with Ianthe sleepwalking towards Grian and grasping his throat with her necromantic hand.
Yes, indeedy. And cool. So with that, I think that pretty much handles everything that I can think of as far as like fantastic Fidget. Thank you so much. So that kind of handles everything as far as where we have left off, I believe, just to kind of like put ourselves kind of in the space of what has just recently happened. As far as the people that we have awake right now, it is just, I believe it's just Titian and Grian and assumedly Ianthe. Is that correct? Cool. Awesome. So obviously Matt is not able to be here today, and that's totally okay. Hope you're feeling better, or work is better, and all that good stuff. But so we will assume that Titian is shouting out in some way or shape or form. So we're gonna do a couple things here because of the initial attack. I think this would take effect So what I would like is the attack itself happened. So I will roll for that. But as I'm doing so, if everybody could please roll for initiative.
Oh, 16. Oh, God.
Awkward,
I roll
but fitting.
better than you.
Oh man, my iPad's going so slow, gang. So slow. This is gonna be rough. Okay, cool. Yeah. So please put your numbers in the comments. Not the comments. I mean, if you guys want to roll initiative at home, you can put yours in the comments. But that's not what I was talking about. Ooh, wow.
And
Anthony,
then
what
Jeff
a time to
comes
roll
out of
19.
nowhere.
Fantastic. So, thankfully, I think Slagtan's dex moves a little higher. So, I hope this is what I think it is. Which one do I want to do? I'll do this one. Let me know if that's too loud or whatever, gang. I cannot currently hear it. So, Flagtan, you are awoken to the sounds of gas as Titian and Grian are both blubbering in various ways as Ianthe, as you see the probably like the pale silhouette of Ianthe just clutching Grian's throat as you see this I would say probably more like a bright greenish energy kind of coming from the hand. Remind me, Ianthe, is it your left hand or right hand?
I believe we said it's my right hand. Oh, yep, I wrote it down. My right hand.
Okay, cool. So it's your right hand that has that. Yep, got it. Well, it was your offhand, correct?
Right.
And that
I'm
would have been right.
left-handed.
You got it. Cool.
So it would be my right hand.
Cool. Awesome. And we will turn down the battle music a little bit. Oh, that'll also turn down my... Here, let me do this. I will just on this side. Hopefully you guys don't disappear. But I will turn the music down a smidge. Feel free to let me know if it still needs to be turned down. Thank you so much. Cool. So, Slagton, you're seeing this. You are kind of like... you're in a prone state, so you have to kind of take half your movement just to get up. I would say 15 feet is probably just enough to be able to get to Ianthe. And as you are doing so, Grian, please take math. Oh, I forgot how to do this, gang. Please take 11 points of necrotic damage.
Wow.
Are you resistant to necrotic damage? Is that what you were doing? Gotcha. Cool. Yeah. So in that case, 5.
Yeah, no, I kept doing the math and getting 4, and I was like, that's not right. My math isn't right.
It's all good. It's been a couple weeks. We'll just keep saying that. Cool. So Slagtan, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So I have to ask a question. Waking up to this, is it obvious that Titian is scared of what Ianthe's doing?
I would say the incoherence of Titian's response of trying to... I think they're words, but they're just not connected together. Just like, Ianthe, no, what? Green? Like, just like that.
Okay, yeah, because if I woke up and I was just Ianthe and Grian and no Titian, I'd go attack Grian. So that's why I'm asking. But
Sure.
obviously this isn't right. I mean, if she's got colors coming out that ain't supposed to, and Titian's like, Ianthe, stop it, I'm gonna run and try to grapple her and just pull her to the ground.
Awesome. Cool. So we'll say you make it about let's say like 7 feet, but we'll call it 10 for the terms of mechanics. And please give me a dexterity saving throw.
Nope. Where are it with advantage?
Yes, because you are you
I'm
raging,
aware.
or is it just normal?
Yeah, I think it's any time. It's just
Anytime, you're right.
I just have to be aware of it. It's an 18.
Cool. Awesome. So right when you do so, you see this like kind of like flash of fire, kind of like come up next to you, and it kind of like startles you to the point that you kind of like, you start to kind of like push yourself, like, or feel yourself kind of falling, but you're able to kind of stay on your. This is a good point. Is Slagtan barefoot? I just imagine Slagtan's barefoot.
No, I wear shoes.
Okay, gotcha. So you're able to kind of like just stand up from your sandal / moccasins or whatever, and continue your movement to be able to grab Ianthe. What is your action? Are you trying to grapple?
I'm going to grapple.
You got it. Go ahead and go for it.
I am not raging because I can't. I'm not raging because I can't picture Slagtan raging to attack Ianthe.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So straight roll against. I'll do it. There's no.
I rolled an 18.
18. Nice.
I don't
Awesome.
think I
Yeah.
could beat them.
So you grab Ianthe. You pull her off of Grian. You finally feel. And at this point, we'll say so. Slagtan, you're able to do that. Your perception's really like completely focused on Ianthe. You did see a flash of fire to your left, but I imagine grabbing her. You still probably have a bonus action, so feel free to use that bonus action for anything, or to try to just take that moment to be able to kind of like look around and see what just happened.
That's exactly. I'm just gonna hold on to her and just like, what is going on?
Okay. Are you focusing on Ianthe, or are you focusing on your surroundings?
I'm probably focusing on Ianthe right now.
You got it. Okay, cool. We'll say in that case, go ahead and roll me. I'd say go ahead and roll me an insight check, I think.
Insight check. I brought down my character sheet. 1 moment, please. I'm not skilled in 11.
11. Cool. Awesome. With an 11, that's enough to see that like you see these bright purple eyes that do not befit Ianthe at all. Okay. You notice that like it almost seems like her. Let me ask this: does Ianthe have pupils?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So
Normally.
you see gotcha. You see Ianthe's pupils have like gone to like almost nothing. In a space that like with an 11 almost seems like her eyes have somehow like gotten bigger.
Okay.
She does seem to be not herself.
Okay. Cool. So I'm just gonna hold her, and hopefully my smarter people in the party can do something about it.
Cool. Love that. Awesome. All right. Ianthe, it is your turn. Please roll me a. I'm going to say another wisdom saving throw.
Uh, 16.
16. Give me a second. Okay,
Let me
cool.
die.
Yeah,
Good.
with a 16 being grabbed by, I just imagine almost like tackled by Slagtan. You feel yourself kind of just like get startled, and kind of like eyes kind of pop open. You blink a couple times, and you are whatever sort of thing that has been holding on to you, that's been controlling you. I would say you definitely have a recollection of what you did, but you, I'd say it's kind of up to you as a character to kind of to decide whether or not you feel like you knew that you didn't have control, or that sort of thing. I have no specific feelings on that whatsoever, so you can kind of take that how you want. But it is your turn. I'm going to say that was just something that happened at the top of your turn. So I would say you're spending your time kind of doing that. So, but yeah, I would say go ahead and give me a perception check.
8.
8. Okay, cool. Awesome. I think so. I'm going to kind of pull back a little bit on what I said before. You you do kind of come to, and you recognize that there was a part of you that seemed like you were actually you had your hand around Grian's throat, and you're kind of looking at your hand, and you're kind of coming to the realization of like, oh, that is the hand that I haven't really talked to anyone else about, and you see as like Grian is over in the corner, just kind of like trying to like clear his throat, whatever. There is, with an 8, it looks like almost a clone of you, as if a memory is almost repeating itself from what just happened, looks to be coming to approach Grian as well. That's what you see with an 8. So you see a version of you coming up, hand outstretched, about to do the same thing, as if like time is just moving in a weird sort of doubling sort of space. That was a free action, so you still have actions and bonus action movement.
Cool. I think in a panic, I'm gonna try to break the grapple, because if Slagtan is, I don't want Slagtan to touch my hand.
Sure.
So I'm like holding it away and trying to get away from him, like let go, don't touch me.
Cool. Love it. Awesome. Go ahead and roll me a athletics or acrobatics to break the grapple.
Oh, acrobatics.
And we'll say, Slagtan, please roll me a athletics check.
All right. Well, these dice were good for a second. Ooh. I got a 13.
13.
Natural 1 for a 9.
Ooh, baby. You managed to be able to break through, pushing yourself off, pushing Slagtan away as you, I don't know, where do you want to go?
Just scrambling, backing away from everybody, like getting away. Don't touch me. And maybe also yelling to Brian, like, look out! There's another one.
Cool. Awesome. Fantastic. All right. So at that moment, Aaron, what is your dexterity?
+3.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So, Aaron, you... One second. I know they don't have +3, so I would say you notice... well, go ahead and roll a perception check. It is your turn.
Perception of 14.
Okay, cool. With a 14, okay. With a 14, you see Ianthe backing up, yelling, don't touch me, and then you see Ianthe coming towards Grian, hand outstretched. But you can clearly see, okay, Ianthe is in two places at once. You also see, you're not sure about it, but... oh boy, this is where we get into some weird stuff here, gang. Hold on one second. Are you serious? I would say you also see, for the sake of time here. Oh, nope. Okay. We're getting there. Everybody relax. And then for a second, you actually see like a figure that's kind of crouching in the tree, about maybe like 10 feet or so behind Ianthe. With a 14, the figure you can see like has you can kind of catch like some white hair, and it looks like they're carrying it looks like they're holding in their hand like a long sort of what I think you originally kind of think to be like some sort of stick or bow, until you see at the end of it there looks to be some like some moss or things around there. You've seen this character so many times that it looks familiar. You're not sure, but you're pretty sure you see Wella in the trees.
Okay. Does the other Ianthe look like a fully formed being? Does it look just like Ianthe? Or is it kind of spectral?
You're pretty good at this stuff, so I would say, I'd say with a perception check of 14, it's hard to tell. There's a you don't get any definitive either way on that. And I apologize for that, but I cannot definitively tell you either way.
No worries. I will grab my bow and aim it at the one walking towards Grian and cast Dispel Magic on it. See if that makes it go away.
Awesome. Fantastic. I believe.
Yeah, because the other one's talking.
Where did my whole other window go? There you are. Jeez, that would be awful. You're casting Dispel Magic on the Ianthe that's walking towards Grian.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, awesome. Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll give you that. So I would say as you cast Dispel Magic on the Ianthe that is walking towards Grian, you do see the figure itself kind of. Go ahead and describe to me what your Dispel Magic looks like coming from your bow.
As I draw back, it's like a kind of cloudy white bow that materializes, and when I release it, shoots at the target and explodes like mist or water on it.
Cool. Awesome. So as you see that kind of like mist sort of thing just kind of like shoot it like you see emerging from the space of Ianthe is a figure that in the black of night, you almost feel like the figure just kind of disappeared until you can see you see that you cannot see Grian behind this darkness. Which gives you the idea there is some sort of black form that is between you and Grian, where Ianthe stood. Yeah, this is. I would say feel free to roll any check here. I'm going to give you one more free action to roll a check here if you'd like.
24. Perception.
Perception? Okay, cool. With a perception, you see. What would you have gotten on? We'll say religion.
Religion, I would have gotten a 26.
26. Okay, cool. We'll use that one then, because I think with the space of this is as I kind of said, your bread and butter in here. You actually see the figure itself kind of like emerge out, and almost looks. You can see there's a head, but it's kind of like there's like a cloaked figure facing opposite of you, and you see it kind of like turn in its position as it kind of like twists its body, and you see that the other side also looks like it might be just kind of encased in these kind of like cloaked sort of space. So you don't see a face or anything. With a 26, all of this is clearly, all of this kind of points in the direction to you that this is what is known as a shadow. However, you do not know shadows to take shapes of other beings. So there is that. And I would say that was your action and free actions and all that, so you have movement and bonus action.
I'll just stay where I am, kind of knelt down, and try not to look at the tree line, just focus on the shadow.
Very cool. Awesome. Great. As you try not to look up to the tree line, you feel... what direction are you looking?
Directly at the shadow. I'm trying not to take my eyes off it.
Cool. Awesome. So, just plopping down right in front of you, you see you come face to face with a surprisingly perfectly, knowing that this is for many reasons most likely not Wella. You see a perfectly designed space of what looks to be your recently deceased gnome friend. Just make sure pull the backstory up. You see Wella kind of just like looks at you and kind of just tilts her head slightly and just goes, "What are you doing here?" As she kind of like puts her hand out to come just beneath your chin to kind of raise your head up to meet hers as you look in her eyes and you see a flash of purple. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
That's not good. That's a 9.
Oof. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. 10. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So who's next on the thing? Just so we kind of put this in space. Cool. So Adim, as you're rising to kind of see the craziness of what's going on, you see a gnomish figure kind of covered in like versions of leaves and animal furs and things like that. Lift up Aaron's chin and says something to her, and you see a flash of purple go from the gnome's eyes to Aaron's eyes. Aaron, you are stunned for a turn. The other shadow is going to continue their movement towards Krian. Krian, as you're trying to catch your breath and seeing this just pure thing of darkness kind of move its way closer to you, you start to kind of like reach for your weapon as you see this almost like kind of like leathery form of a fist come out and go to punch you right in the gut. That is a something. That is a 20. Wait, no, sorry. Yes, sorry. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Cool. You take 8 points of damage, halved to 4, as it is necrotic, and then I need you to roll me a d4, please.
2.
Your strength score drops by 2 as you feel this hit to the gut comes down, and you feel yourself kind of like drop to a knee immediately. The feeling itself feels almost familiar. I can't remember if we had set up ages ago if it was your strength score that went down before in the Hollow Mountains. Anybody remember? Okay, cool. So you feel that familiar feeling kind of come down again. As you are once again, like you were just starting to catch your breath and you feel like it's been like blasted out of your chest again. Okay, yeah. So Adim, you're rushing to your feet as you see this happening as well. Before I forget, we are putting Tishian last on the list because he actually rolled really bad. So yeah, because I think he rolled a 3, so. Okay, so Adim, it is your turn. As you are getting up, you are about maybe 15 feet. So it takes half your movement to get up. Actually, yeah. So let's call that. It takes half your movement to get up. You are 15 feet away from the gnomish figure that seems to be casting some sort of spell or doing some sort of effect on Aaron. You are, just to make it easy, we'll say you're 30 feet away from the one that just punched Grian.
So I see a blackened figure punching Grian, Slagtan wrestling with Ianthe, and a gnome attacking the new one.
You actually see Ianthe is backing away with hands like outstretched, as Slagtan is like kind of like gathering himself to kind of like come to his feet. because they are no longer Ianthe is no longer grappled either.
All right. I'll throw the chakram at the thing attacking green.
Say that one more time.
I want to throw the chakram at the thing attacking green.
Cool. You got it. Go for it.
15?
15 just hits.
Cool. 9 points damage.
Cool. Awesome.
I know it immediately comes back to me, and this is one of my questions for you. I now get 2 attacks per attack. Does that mean I can throw this twice?
Yeah, I'll say so. Absolutely. I think it just kind of comes
Like,
back to you and
throw it
you're
again.
kind of like throw it right again.
Just being it.
Got it.
Second attack was a 22
That'll hit.
for another 9.
Another 9. Awesome. Okay, cool. Still up, but I would say it definitely kind of like turns its attention towards you as green is kind of like teetering. That was your those are your 2 attacks for your action. You have bonus action and movement. You're muted.
Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to hit my button. Because my dog. I want to extract an aspect of the target with the second hit.
Cool, awesome. What are you trying to find out?
Is it just ability, or is it, because it's still kind of new to me, it says physical trait, ability, or quality that's unique to the character? When I extract it, I just know about it, or is it that it's mine?
Yeah, I think so. So I wanted to kind of leave this a little bit broader and seeing like what you can do with this and what would be game breaking, what would not be. So this is kind of like maybe like a little bit of a test run of this.
Okay.
If there was something you were asking that I would have to say flat out no to, most likely I would have you roll for it. But yeah.
I want to know why it's attacking green.
Okay, cool. So
Also-
intention. Yeah, absolutely.
That is a great question. Thank you.
That is a great question. I'm going to say there should be a DC on that.
Yes, 15. Target
Go ahead. And
15 con saving throw against it.
15 con. Cool. Awesome. All right. So it rolled a 14. That might just make it. Yeah, it just makes it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yep, you're unable to get that sort of concept to it.
I get it. It's okay. And I'm 30 feet away from it?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to move 10 feet back further away from it now that I have its attention.
Cool. Love that.
Not my full movement, just 10. I say to it, you're after the wrong one. Just guessing what it might be doing.
Okay. What did you say to it? Say it again.
You're after the wrong one. I'm trying to draw it to me.
Okay.
I have no idea if I should or shouldn't, but why not?
Sure.
And I give a heavy sigh, an audibly heavy sigh.
Okay.
One moment, I have to find it. It should be right. Yeah, just because Ianthe seems to have some feelings about it. I use one of my superiority die and throw my chakra at the gnome as well.
Okay.
I have
Cool.
the quick toss.
Quick toss. Got it. Awesome. Go for it.
15.
15 just hits. Yeah.
6 points.
Okay. Does that end your turn?
Yeah. I think 3 attacks is more than enough. So,
Cool. I believe, yeah, with that, it is now Grian's turn.
Cool. I am. How far would you say it is for me? Like 5 feet, 10 feet?
What? What are we talking about?
The shadow thing that attacked me?
It's right up on you. It's 5 feet.
Okay.
Just punch you in the gut.
Then I'm going to move back just a few feet. And I'm going to shoot a couple of Eldritch Blasts at it.
Okay.
Which means...
Alright. Okay. As you move back, you see the back of its cloak kind of like move as if it's like going to envelop you. That is, I assume, a miss, though. That is a 10 to hit.
That misses.
Cool. So you move far enough back, you're able to kind of dodge out of the swipe as this tries to make an attack of opportunity on you. As you move back, go ahead and roll, throw those Eldritch Blasts.
I just need higher than an 8. Yeah, those both missed.
Okay. As you like are trying to catch your breath, just like trying to kind of like set yourself into a space where you're able to find some even ground, and you just even like but like also knowing this thing is like coming after you, you shoot too, and they just go wide. No luck there. You still have a bonus action, and you said you moved 10 feet.
Yeah.
Cool. So I would say for you, you're not, you wouldn't be prone for that, so you still have another 20 or so feet. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably, so jumping back, well, yeah, I'd probably go just like 10 and 5. So kind of like moving to the side. And then my bonus action, I'm just going to second wind. So I'm good.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So it is Titian's turn. Titian's going to take this moment to try to kind of like light up the scene as much as possible. So you see like kind of like a soft glow kind of coming from, I'm not going to go too far into this, but like just coming from himself as he is going to cast Bless on the party. It doesn't actually, like you see just like a quick sort of like light up sort of space. So it's not actually casting light, but you do actually all feel, let's see, 5. Yeah, I think he's got that level spell on that. So we'll say, yeah, you all feel blessed for this round. He is going to kind of make his movement up to Slagtan and just start to continue to kind of blubber, trying to explain like what happened and trying to say like it was Ianthe, but it wasn't Ianthe. It was green, and like so still trying to kind of explain as he's like not mechanically but like helping you to your feet. Slagtan is trying to figure that out as you're both kind of like side-eyeing Ianthe, who is backing up. Cool. Back to the top of the round. Slagtan, you're up.
I'm assuming I see the figure in black and everything as well. So I've been waiting for this one since level 6. I am going to rage. And the claws are coming out.
Cool.
And I'm going to get up on the shadow and unleash fury on him or her.
You got it. This is the one that attacked Green?
Yeah, this is the one that obviously looks like it's weird. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
So, attacking time. Reckless.
Okay.
First one's a 25 to hit.
25 hits.
And that is for 4 plus 5 plus 2. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Are you...
And this is all magical. It's all magical now.
Because you're level 6, right?
Yep.
My man. Fantastic. Cool. So 11 points of damage. And this was the one that got hit twice. So yeah, cool. So as you swipe, you're kind of first time through, I'll say just kind of like mechanically to kind of put this, like you're kind of like attacking with both claws and just going ham. So I'll say the first one, you see it kind of like start to like kind of like pull apart as if it's trying to disappear. And we'll say in that first attack, you come up again as it kind of pulls itself together, and you manage to actually shred the cloth of itself as it manages to break apart into space, seemingly disappears to the thin air. But I would say it is a fair assumption to say that you have killed it.
Okay. And so I'm also, am I keen on would I be keen after that to seeing what's up with the gnome?
I'd say looking over, you look at. It's hard to say. I mean, you guys don't know Aaron very well, but it's your call on that. But it looks like Aaron is having a spell being cast on them.
Okay,
in the span of time of you getting up and running over, you've noticed that Aaron has not made a single like inch of movement.
Okay. So Slag Hand. How far am I?
So you spent. I'd say you're about. Oh yeah. So you did not need to get up. So you were good there. Yeah, you can get there. Because you made 10 feet of movement to get to the other one. You have plenty of movement for that.
So I've got 30 more left.
You got it. So another 10 to get. Excuse me, another 15 to get to.
Yeah, and I've got 40 feet of movement. So I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm gonna launch the javelin at it first.
Cool.
And that is a 15 to hit.
15 just hits.
And it's not +1 or anything, right?
No. We'll say.
Oh, then it's a 14. It's a 14 then.
I'll say it's +1. It makes sense.
Okay.
It's got to be.
And that will be for 13 points of damage.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
And since I attacked with my claw this hand, I can attack another time with a claw.
You got it.
So I'm going to get up on it and take another swing at it.
Cool. Just busting straight through it. You run.
And this will be I'm recklessing. Go away. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm talking to my character sheet, nobody else. Thankfully, it was with advantage. 18.
18 hits.
4, 5, 10, 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Oh man, that's amazing. That is exactly the damage you needed, friend. Please tell me how you kill this shadow.
Well, snarling. Oh, that was with a claw. I put it. Basically, the javelin went through it. As it's coming back, I'm grabbing it with my offhand, which would be my right hand, and just left hand going straight across its face, and just making it go into mist.
Cool. Awesome. Aaron, you hear the last thing you hear is and I'll say that all of you hear this as the familiar scream of Wella just pierces through the night air as you see Wella's face pull away, almost as if Slagtan's almost like tearing the face off, as you see the kind of like black, almost silky smooth sort of like cloth texture kind of move with it as well, and just kind of disappear into the night air. Aaron, you hear this as quickly as it started. The night kind of goes down to a very quick stillness. Just at this point, as everybody kind of looks over at the fire, and you see the fire has gone completely out. As you guys kind of standing there in the darkness, we are now out of initiative. But feel free to make any checks that you would like to make at this time.
Yeah, I'm scanning. I'm scanning the area.
15 perception check.
Okay. You said 15 or 16?
15.
15. Now with a 15, you don't hear anything. Are you like right now? You guys are in total darkness, obviously. So even you having dark vision, it's still pretty dim light. So I know Green. I think you have whoever has the light cantrip might be a good idea to kind of like put this out now.
Before he does,
I can do it too.
just use my blind sight. Is there anybody else around us I'm not expecting?
Cool. No.
Okay.
And so I'm going to shift and start running and scanning the area.
Okay. Cool.
So that's with
so this is-
advantage.
Yep, because you're using your well, yeah, because you're shifting.
That's because I'm shit. So with my best one being a 13.
I would okay. All right, cool. Then that's fine. We'll kind of keep it like that. Yeah. You don't notice anything presently. You smell, kind of the smell of the kind of like burnt embers. You smell like a faint sense of you smell like maybe the slightest smell of like a what's the there's like a like kind of like a trying to think of how to describe it. It's the weird sort of space between like the smell of something that is kind of like how like I know this is weird, but bear with me on this. Like kind of like how you think about like gasoline. There's some people that actually like kind of like the smell of gasoline and some that don't. What your smell, and again, if it's just me, hey, whatever. But there's that kind of like space where you smell like kind of like a dark earthiness that like is like the space of like a slight hint of decay, but in its almost like natural form, where it just has this like earthiness to it. But I think maybe specifically to you, Slagton, almost smells a little sweet.
Aaron's just kind of just collapsed, watching, just staring at this spot where all that went down.
Okay, cool. You see Aaron just kind of collapse, looking at the space where a figure was there moments before.
I'm just standing guard near the party as he's roaming, just in case something else comes from the shadows.
Cool, awesome. Is anybody casting anything for light? Have we decided to do that yet?
Yeah, I was going to. I'll just do prestidigitation.
I think the rock that I would have lit up wouldn't have gone out, but that's only like 20 feet of light. So
okay, cool. So you have that, and then prestidigitation does that light fires.
You can light a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
Okay, perfect. Yep, awesome. Just goes back up.
Yeah.
I'd say with the 20 feet and the campfire itself, Adim, it might take you like a solid minute, but recognizing that you're also in hiding as well. There's that thought kind of, at least, I think that thought probably crosses everyone's mind at a certain point, as recognizing that I'd say with these rolls, unless anyone has anything else they want to roll, you don't sense any present danger anymore, or even the space of it. I will say, I think because legitimately, Adim, you were so close. I'm gonna say based on the movement and the like kind of seemingly almost chaotic attack that you were under, Adim, you take that moment with the extract aspects factor that you had, and set and it will give you kind of like two things. Either this is just a random sort of space of like you've come into this creature's space and they don't like it, and the woods we figured out on land are mysterious and terrifying. So that's a very definite possibility. Or the reason why they did not seem to change course of direction in any way is because they were told where to go. Or
I'm leaning towards they were told where to go. That's why I asked who sent it. Like, I'm already on that page, whether it's right or wrong.
Sure. Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But beyond that, Adim is clueless. Like, he's already tried to ask it, and it didn't work, and now it's dead. Or undead, I don't know what you would call it, undead that dies. It's no longer bothering us.
Cool. All right. Titian starts to kind of like take a step towards Ianthe. Again, I'm not going to role play too much of Matt's character, but I kind of take a step towards Ianthe and kind of like initiates like the idea of like, are you okay? Do you know? I think he just starts with that. I think he just says, "Are you okay?"
I'm like, I've probably found like some cloth, like maybe torn it off of something, and I'm like wrapping my hand up just to create a barrier.
Okay, cool. Okay, he does go. Did you need me to take a look at that, or?
No, I don't want you to touch it. No, we'll have someone else take a look at it. Maybe you could work on making some food or something. I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna go find Grian.
Okay. As Titian, you see, I think there's a small crestfallen face as Ianthe says, "I'm going to have someone else handle it." In the space of like fully feeling like a full-fledged healer that was just told, "No, you're not good enough for this." Goes, "Yeah, all right. I'll just find some food to make it the crack of midnight," and just walks off in the distance.
You might say that. Yeah, I'll go find Grian.
Okay, cool. Grian, you have the stone in front of you, just kind of just lighting up. You see Ianthe coming from a fair distance.
Yeah. I would just be like looking through the trees, knowing what we saw earlier, because I think. Hold on. Oh no, that wasn't to me. Never mind. Because Slagtan had told Titian that there was something out there.
Well, you also see You also see something walking towards you that literally just grabbed your neck and sucked the life out of you. So there's that. Just keep that in mind. That being is walking towards you again.
Ianthe, you doing okay now?
No, not really. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. It felt like I was in a dream, and I just couldn't control what I was doing. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, but next time at least buy me dinner first or something.
I helped.
But
Make dinner.
What's going on with your hand there? That was a little weird.
I don't know. It was something that Aaron and I discovered earlier. I asked them not to tell anyone. When I touch things, they wither and die. This is a new development.
Does it feel anything when you do that? Like, can you feel the life being sucked from them?
You did feel something from that. You recognize that you felt good.
Yes. It feels like it energizes me. And I really hate that I like it, but I do.
Does it feel the same way that time we were fighting down there that you smacked me and took some of my life?
I forgot I did that.
Yeah, you did.
Wow. How do you hang out with
Does it
me?
kind of feel like
I'm not
that?
good for you. I'm not good for you. Yeah, it does. That was different because I was desperate. I'm not desperate now, but
Why are you only
it's
touching me
similar
when I'm
feeling.
desperate? I don't understand.
I'm not.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm in the middle of the woods. I get it. But I mean, could it be related to that thing that you did? Is it like a side effect or something?
I can't remember if I explored this with Aaron or not. I think we did. We did. Okay. Aaron seems to think that could be part of it. They said they might be able to help, but not until the morning. I thought it would be something that we could take care of and no one would be any the wiser, but apparently life had other plans.
Was the purple of her eyes like similar to the purple flame in the mountain, or was it just kind of a different purple?
Similar to the purple in the mountain. Can you be more specific?
Yeah, there like in the mountain there was a bunch of like purple flames and stuff. Like it was very like that was kind of how we all
Like the
saw down there.
will o' the wisp things.
Yeah, but even like lighting the trail in the mountain when we first got there, it was all lit up by purple. That was a very specific moniker of.
Yeah, I think like it's tricky because I would say, you know, in a realistic aspect, glowing purple, there's really only like a couple sort of shades that would make sense on that. So I would say in some ways it kind of seems similar, but I would say like on a player standpoint, it would be hard to tell.
Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering, it was just like kind of like a blanket purple, like more like a velvety purple, or was it like shining purple? I guess is what I was trying to.
Okay, sure. Yeah, it definitely didn't look like the fire of the bright purple sort of thing of like the torches that you saw lit. It looked more like a the glow wasn't like flames like kind of like licking, you know, the air. It was more just it was more of like a consistent glow.
Okay. Well, um, whatever it might be a side effect of, I know it's the opposite of what I am because it didn't hurt me that much, but it still kind of hurt just a little bit. So I'm not quite, yeah. If that gives any indication of what is going on there,
I mean, I'm glad it didn't hurt as much. I really don't. I don't want to hurt people just by touching them, not intentionally.
is it only
I don't know what to do.
is it only that hand there?
Yes. Yeah, this one's fine. I'm like poke him in the cheek. Yeah, totally fine.
Okay. As you guys are doing that, Saiten, I think you see as you're kind of coming back from the skulking around the area. I will say, you rolled 13 your perception check, but as you're kind of like literally kind of moving around, I will say with the 13 you see there are a couple spaces where you see like broken twigs here and there. They could have been there before you got there, or they could have been from something else. It's hard to tell, but I'd say putting that alongside with because I believe Slagtan, you also saw a figure.
Yes, when Aaron and I were on watch, I saw the spooky guy.
Yeah, so putting those things together, you get the feeling that there was
They're
certainly
related.
something out there. Yeah, they definitely seem to be related.
Okay.
But I will say this also: as you come back, you see Aaron kind of just in a space that I imagine looks extremely awkward, like extremely forced, because you have Aaron who is like laying completely flat, but almost in like a Superman sort of form, if you guys know what that is, where their face is kind of facing up, or not up, but like slightly in an upward sort of space. Both seemingly kind of just in a stunned space, both like in a physical standpoint and a emotional standpoint. Mechanically speaking, Aaron, you are no longer stunned.
Okay. Well, I'll go over, lean down over her, like hover over, like, you are okay.
I'll just kind of roll over on my back and give a nod, but not say anything. Just like, mm-hmm.
And I'll hold my hand out to Aaron, see if she wants to help getting up.
I'll take it.
Cool. You put your hand down.
I will go.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
Okay. I'll go over to Grian and just do some healing hands.
Cool. Awesome. Tell me how that looks as you in Aasimar, but in a slightly different context, go over to an Aasimar and cast healing hands on them.
True. When I put my hand on your shoulder, it's kind of like a cold electricity, like a static, and it's almost like getting zapped by static electricity, and you get 9 healing.
Sweet. Just like, oh, that's a little. That'll be his reaction.
Korean's already pretty jumpy considering, people touching him. So, yeah, it makes sense.
Like, there's no like Jesus Christ equivalent. Be like, oh Jesus, but like I can't think of what he would say at that moment. So just
sure,
yeah.
You can say, "Oh Jesus." We usually just fill in the blank. Anyways.
I know who Jesus is. Oh, thanks for that. Can anybody explain? Let's just think about this. What the fuck happened here?
Yeah, so I think let's kind of move this because I think it makes sense to kind of push this back to a space where you're all together. All my groups like to have these conversations in the middle of like awkward spaces, so I like to kind of push that scene into a space where the fire is lit again. There's probably a couple of you that are trying to kind of like lay on your side and maybe like start to kind of like nod off again. But I will say, mechanically speaking, everyone, I believe we said last time, everybody except for Ianthe. And was there someone else?
Ianthe and Adim were on the third watch.
They were in the third watch. Okay, cool. And Ianthe. Yeah, so I think Ianthe and Adim are going to be the only ones that are not going to have to roll in the morning, no matter what. So, so we could say, like, role play wise, you guys are kind of maybe possibly trying to get some sleep, or you're just like awake. It's your call, but you're all kind of like hanging around the fire trying to figure out what the hell just happened.
Try to make Tishian feel good about himself. You helped so much.
Yeah. So actually, let me roll because you did say Tishian to go. You find Tishian comes back with just Tishian comes back with a bat just in his mouth, like full on, just like in a cat sort of space that I think you can see like on further inspection. He definitely like killed it and grabbed it and killed it with his hand, but like in the bringing something to the group in a very like cat-like state. Just happens to just kind of put it in his mouth as he kind of walks back. Goes,
And thus coronavirus comes to North America.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ah.
The true BBG. Yeah, you see the bat goes, found a bat. We can separate, and just starts to kind of tear the pieces of the bat. Whether you like it or not, you all get a piece of bat.
I don't know about anyone else, but I'm going to try and sleep some more.
I don't think there's any way Slagtan's going to be able to sleep at this point.
Cool.
No, me neither.
I've got guard duty, so I'm not. I mean,
That too.
Yeah. Let's do this. So, because this is also a good space to kind of like take a moment in trying to figure out what that was, in the idea that what like so Aaron, you know what it was. So you could kind of explain that in a space, but there's also, like I said, there's also factors that kind of proved that it was also more than that too. So this is an opportunity to be able to kind of branch into that. Like I said, all of you except for Deem are going to be, or Deem and Ianthe are going to be rolling. So
it's that part in the movie where you wish everyone would just like text each other and be like, "Hey, by the way," like now's a good time to be like, "Hey, this is what I saw."
Share info.
So speaking of which, Grian, I will. While we were on watch, I kind of felt a certain way. If you guys remember how we felt down in the cavern down there, it was kind of sad and depressing for a little bit first, yeah. And then it was really weird because when I felt that, Tishian also saw the dwarves jumping off the ledge again, but he kept seeing that, but we're nowhere near there, and but it wasn't actually like them, it was more just like apparitions of them, less ghost-like.
Did we bring it up with us?
Oh, I didn't take anything.
A DM question really quick.
Mm-hmm.
The spooky guy, did it remind me of the guy that I had the convo with in Mirror?
I would say based on the height, because I can't remember how good of a look you saw, but I'll say based on the height.
I was face to face talking with him.
The second time?
Well, the time in the cemetery.
Tonight? Right. What I'm saying is tonight.
I'm
saying based on that.
I'm not sure how far I was. It wasn't a great look.
Yeah, so I think based on the height, you did see that it was a figure that was cloaked. Could be. I'd say you cannot be sure. I will tell you that.
Oh, and that's fine. Just there was some resemblance. That's what I'm just trying to get to. Okay. It's also, I saw a spooky guy in woods who reminds me of a person who tried to get in my head in Mirror, which I don't think I even told anybody about this.
Mm-mm.
Has anybody else seen him before?
Those creatures, they were called shadows, but I've never seen them shapeshift before. I didn't know they were capable of that.
Can they possess people?
I'm not too sure.
I thought maybe what was going on with my hand was connected to my attacking green, but maybe they're two totally separate things.
Aaron, you rolled
what do you know about this man that you met?
You rolled a 26 on the shadow thing. You know that shadows cannot possess people.
Okay, so they can
now, but also they can't really shapeshift too. So there is that factor. But I would say, yeah.
Reassuring. Great.
Slagton, what do you know about that person that you met in Mirror?
He's the guy. I just know him. He was like acting all smart. He was all into my pain and my suffering. Like he thought that was good, and he's creepy guy. He did not look. He not look like a guy. He looked not quite alive.
Did he do anything there, like that you know of? Or
I
did
don't.
you
I
just...
don't. I don't think so. But he act like he know me,
And do you
and
think
he
you
always
saw
want to
him?
get. He always wants to get in to talk about what causes me, like feeling pain, not hurt pain, but like emotional pain.
Real hard not to make like an ex-boyfriend joke right now, but
The ultimate
do
ex-boyfriend.
and you said you might have seen him out here or something like that.
There's something similar. Look with a cloak, kind of tall. Well, I'm not very tall, but I did not get a good look. I
You
did
said
not
you
chase him because I did not want to leave anyone.
you conversed with the creature and saw them face to face, right?
I'm talking about when I saw him before we broke camp. When we
No, I
made
know.
camp.
I know. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. Did you see them
Oh.
face to face?
I don't remember if I saw. I don't think I saw him face to face in the
Okay.
camp. I thought I saw him in the distance.
I wrote Slagtan sees a ghost going from tree to tree,
Yeah.
but there is a cloak covering.
So time out. So because you're referencing a possibility of this being the same thing you saw in the cemetery. The thing you
Right.
saw in the cemetery, did you see its face?
Yes,
Okay.
or at least somewhat,
Okay.
because
Cool.
it was cloaked. So
Yeah, I would say there's most like, because I feel like there was definitely some things that I gave you for some important reasons, but one thing I think you would definitely remember is is a very deep glowing eyes that look to be a little bit big for their face.
I didn't remember that.
So yeah, if I miss saying that, I would say if you saw this creature face to face, I'll say that like Slackton,
Yeah, I would have seen it face to face.
yeah,
Because we were having a
your
conversation.
memory kind of snaps to that as
glowing
you were
eyes.
referencing having to explain it. So
He also had glowing eyes.
So you're saying this thing followed us, or you, with us, from Mir to the caves, and it's still following us?
He seemed very into me. He's uncomfortable. I do not know. We are close to Mir.
I mean, do you think that it can make you feel stuff or do stuff?
He was trying to get into my head. I don't know how successful, but he was trying to get in my head. DM, I'm basing it on the fact that I had to make a wisdom save at one point.
Like literally getting into your head.
Yes. I do not know what he was trying to do. He kept talking about my pain and all the things I went through. He's very boring.
I think Titian brings up. So, do you think there was any reason why we saw Ianthe and then we saw Ianthe again?
Good question.
And as you guys like all kind of take a second to kind of think about that, I think this is a good space where I'd like everybody to roll an insight check on themselves.
$13.
15.
Okay.
9.
Matt's here. Yay.
I see a lion.
Hi, I'm here.
He kept hearing his name, didn't he?
I just want y'all to know immediately Joe RPing my character and casting bless on everyone. I ain't blessing a single one of y'all.
I thought of that. I was like, I really doubt he would. But
I'm kidding.
no.
I'm just trying to play a paladin, y'all. That's all I'm trying to do. Yeah, I would say.
Now we got to get Tishy a shirt that says #blessed on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I also like Tishian, please roll me an insight check.
Sure.
But
I still gotta pull up my character sheet. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. As you're doing that, so we'll go with Aaron, who had the 22. Aaron, you know you're being quiet, just trying to kind of listen to everybody's sort of versions of what they've heard, what they've seen. You've probably dealt with illusion magic before in some vein. I mean, in the fields that you run, it's a pretty popular form of school of magic to run through. So you've learned to be able to kind of spot the differences, right? Differences in action, demeanor, blips in the maybe not quite the right shade of skin, or things like that. What really freaks you out and kind of sticks in your mind is how pin perfectly clear and correct Wella looked. There's a part of you that thinks about, in terms of the idea of everybody like kind of talking about, like, he wanted this being wanted to know about my pain and things like that. That you recognize that Wella would be a source of a couple feelings of emotions for you, or at least the kind of like crux that built into that. And I'd say with the 22, you recognize that Wella would be a source of pain, but also in some ways a source of fear. Because if Wella is alive, or if Wella was in some way, shape, or form alive and working against you, there's a space where that would be that would feel like so much that you've done up until this point would be for a waste. You were wrong, essentially. That kind of, I think, kind of sticks in your head a little bit, as the rest of you are kind of like just kind of sitting deep in thought. The only Tishan, what'd you get?
I got an 11.
Cool, awesome. And also, Slagtan, what'd you get?
9.
9. Okay, cool. So we'll say, just kind of in the veins of this, everyone except for Ianthe, which we'll handle in a second. So Adim, you saw nothing. What you saw was the creature itself. You saw the black sort of shape of this creature. You also, I'd say that's what you've gotten with the 15. So like trying to kind of like reference, like, okay, what is that? Is that clicking to something? Are they, whatever? You're not even at that point. You're not.
That's why I'm not just having sound here, because I'm like, a team knows.
Yeah. Flagtan, when you were running, you saw a flash of like fire that came up, and you just kind of like take that as a point of like, okay, that was really distracting, but I didn't really recognize that as a source of anything. Green, you were really too busy trying to keep yourself alive to really even be able to kind of get a really good bead on these forms at all. The only thing that you did see was a possessed Ianthe come up and choke you, which is pretty scary. And there is probably a sense, man, even with that 13, I'm fighting against that 13, but I'm going to say this to you. There's a sense for you that there is a level of like, there's a level of treachery there. That spaces on some things that like almost kind of make sense to you. It's definitely something that is like high up on the list of like fear, right? Titian, what'd you get?
I got an 11.
11. So yeah, so with 11, Titian, you remember seeing, you saw Ianthe attacking Grian. You also saw another Ianthe going to do the same thing again, in a space that was a revolving door of memory of something that's happening over and over again. So I think there was a space of that being a little bit scary to you, and saying that if I were to run and like go and tackle this Ianthe, it's just going to happen again and again and again and again. And then finally, Ianthe, when you looked at, you were aware while you were doing everything. You felt that energy kind of pull into you. You felt that space of things feeling good. And I would argue that maybe for a second it almost felt overwhelming. And I think feel free to kind of interpret this how you will, but when you looked at when you looked up in that direction, you saw yourself going to go do that same exact thing from an outsider's perspective. And you took that moment to back away and push yourself away from the group in that. I think, I don't want to read too much into this, but I think there's a level of recognizing a conversation that you had with a certain drow that hinted at the possibility of family not being 100% the good guys, so to speak. So yeah, Adim, I think you kind of like, again, you didn't really see much. I think there's also just a part of you that was like, this was a weird form for things to take. You didn't recognize like Wella, but you could tell that definitely Aaron did. So I think you get the feeling that like something's fucking with you guys.
Yeah, I was already there, but as far as determining what that is, he's at a loss. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't have the information to play with other than he's pretty sure they're being stalked, but he has no indication as to who or why. So he's like, well, I can just be the guard then, I guess. I mean, until I know more information.
Cool.
I mean,
and for the record, our three-headed friend probably was up and trying to kind of like figure out what was going on. Again, probably in the space of like trying to move in several different places all at once, in the idea of like more training is need to be had to have this thing be actually helpful in you for you in combat.
I mean, I guess Ianthe I kind of get because we all know her, but what was with the gnome?
Aaron, I think you feel a bunch of eyes turned towards you.
An old friend. Someone who's passed a while ago.
Didn't seem too
It was an illusion of the dead.
But I'm not dead.
Dead
That's why I'm
inside.
concerned.
All right. We don't need to be throwing out mean jokes. It was an accident. I'm sorry I keep hurting you.
So if you saw someone who was okay. So if you saw someone that was kind of like a painful memory, and I felt really shitty on the inside, and Tishian saw things that made him feel real shitty, and Slagtan said that this person tried to get in his head and fit on his pain. I think it's safe to say that whoever that was or whatever that was, I mean, aside from just trying to fuck with us, I think that what it's targeting us for some reason. I don't know why. That's all I got.
I think he
I
just
got-
likes it.
Yeah. I mean, I got something to throw out there too to add to what you talk about, Grianne. This individual you're talking about is just a real fucking bummer too. They're just like, they just suck. So yeah, maybe they just like being a bummer.
That could be smartest thing you've said.
I'm smart. I'm smart. I know y'all don't think it, but I'm smart.
I never said you weren't smart.
I know y'all. Hey, you know, I'm not insecure about my smartness.
Here's what I find curious. What is it that's messing with us? Because I would believe that maybe we woke some sort of curse up in the mountain, but Slapcam talked to that thing before we went in the mountain. So it could be something we woke up before.
I saw him
Or am
before
I
we
just
went to
making
the mountain.
right?
What were you doing when you met him?
I was having a moment in cemetery.
Wait, was this the same cemetery that Fosberg was in?
Yes.
The one that we dragged him to.
Which
After you
I've
kidnapped
seen
him?
him be. I saw him, I think, when we had Fosberg there. I just said he not talk, but I think I see him.
Do you think Fosberg might know who he is? Maybe we can ask Fosberg.
We could also go to cemetery.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to go back to Mir anyway, and could be worth asking. Aaron or Brian, do you know anybody who might know of mystical things like this that we could ask?
I might be able to I might be able to ask around a little bit, but it just depends if I know anybody in Muir.
Admittedly, Mir is a lot of farmers, so I'm not optimistic. But it's possible that someone could know something.
Yeah, the only person or the only thing I could think of to ask is off answering another question, so got nothing.
I mean, if no one in Mir knows, what if we asked Kavich? He seems pretty well connected. He could be someone.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know how much he knows about dead people, but I mean, like, he doesn't seem to be, you know, he seems to be someone that gets around. You know, he's all natural and stuff like that. So
He knows the woods very good, and what is in the woods.
Is he around
He's
here by
almost-
chance?
Oh, he can be anywhere.
We met him. That is true, but
Yeah.
we met him when we were near Mir.
Yeah, we were near Mir, and you know,
Aasimar.
That too.
he has a colorful bird as well. It's kind of nice. We can check on it. Maybe it knows something.
Do you know where to find him?
He kind of find us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cat knew
Tishin, you
him.
thought that. Do I know Tishin? Tishin, you can talk to people, right?
Oh yeah, I can talk to.
Maybe we could ask him to meet us.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can probably squeeze out a message to him if we wanted to. You know,
I think it
Just,
beats leaving a sandwich out or something, waiting for him to come by. So
oh, I don't think he's. I mean, I think he's a vegetarian. I don't think he's much into like sandwiches. I think he's more of a salad type. You know what I mean? Maybe some nice lentils or.
Wait. Is that canon that Titian thinks that bread is meat?
No, I don't think Titian has a concept of like a vegetarian sandwich. Like, do you think Titian's the kind of person that knows what hummus is? Like a nice hummus sandwich with some like
Titian is fat
tomatoes
for
and
goodness sake.
basil.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he just ate a bat. She just ate a bat with the whole team like just a second ago. So like, you know,
Maybe
I don't
they'll
think
be
Titian's
full-
like,
yeah. We should get to Mir
Like-
before we send messages because we do not want to run into the lion and his puppies.
No.
But oh yeah, no, we should probably get out of here. Yeah, I mean, I can send a message to Kravitz. It wasn't out of character. Is it Kravitz or is it Kavich?
It's Lenny Kravitz. Yes, it's
Lenny Kravitz. Okay.
No, it's Kavish.
Kavish. Okay.
I'll put it in.
All right. Kravitz. Okay. I mean, we can send a message to Kavich before we head on. Like, because we might meet him like on the outside of Mir before we even get in there. But then, like, you know, because he doesn't like towns anyways.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I think we gotta ask the question too. Or, I mean, do we stay here? Or do we just keep going? Do we keep breaking, or do we just go?
Well, I mean, does everyone feel well rested enough to? I don't even know. Is it like dawn? Is it still the middle of the night?
It's still the middle of the night. I would say it's probably just before the break of dawn. So, I mean, if you guys think this conversation lasts probably about an hour, you would start to see that kind of like crack along the horizon.
Yeah, and that's what I'd say is we have light, we should go.
Yeah.
So mechanically, did we take a long rest or no?
No.
Did those to go? Okay.
Yep.
Only a demon and Anthe got long rest. Everybody else got short.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tapped if we could take a rest, but
I'd say that we could probably stay here for another hour and gather our thoughts and things, and then head out. Go to put out the fire too. You know.
I would say, just mechanically speaking, to finish a long rest, I'd say you guys probably need to be, and we can say this happened right before the break of dawn for the space of this, but you guys would probably have to need to be at least 2 hours into the 2 hours of light, 2 hours of time where there is light outside to be able to finish that long rest.
And how far
I'm
are we
okay with that if it means people aren't capped. But
How far are we from Mir?
You're still another full day's journey at least. It took you about 2.5 days to get there.
We also have to be ahead of the Roar and his people. So
true.
that 2 hours could cost us.
yeah. I mean, I'm fine with heading out soon. As soon as the sun comes up, we can just go.
I think we should move.
Okay. So, as you all start to gather your things, you guys break out into the crack of dawn, gathering up the bundles and as the sleeping bags and everything as you're kind of like tying everything up. And Ianthe, as you are just like everybody else, kind of just like pulling your bag kind of tight and just kind of like slinging it over your shoulder, you happen to look over in the ground and you see the remnants of the flowers that you were holding in your right hand, as they kind of just break into dust in the morning and just fall off. I will have you all roll a Constitution saving throw, besides Ianthe and Adim to do so. But before we do that, we're going to take our 10-minute break. So, see you guys in 10 minutes.
Remember, y'all are adding 4 to that con throw.
So, coming back into our space as you all are gathering up your packs and setting off on your journey. I am on the wrong thing right now. 1 second. There you are. Okay, cool. So, wow. Still missing a Deems. No, a Deems fine, and Ianthe's fine. So this is the right number, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, great. Okay, cool. So as all of you are kind of like gathering your things and kind of getting up, you feel that sort of space of the breath of fresh air as you're able to watch the sunrise and maybe feel just like a small hint of hope that at least it's daytime and you can see things that are in front of you and hopefully behind you. And hey, in a weird way, we didn't get a full night's sleep, but you're definitely able to try to, you're feeling good on being able to kind of stay a step ahead of the roar, as you assume they would probably want a full night's sleep to continue on their journey anyway. So, so as you're all kind of like feeling various sort of forms of that, Aaron, you are picking up your bag and you are feeling how heavy it is. And I'd say there's probably a moment where you, even being the cleric and being the healer and everything, there are spaces where there are things beneath the surface physically that you feel probably like a sharp pain in your back as you're kind of like maybe making a twisting motion to throw it over your shoulder.
Same.
And remember, that may be from same. That may be from the time when my whole body just slammed against that boulder not too long ago. And just knowing, even as a cleric, some wounds don't heal immediately. So, you guys continue to travel for your second day, your first full day, we'll say. So, on this journey, as you guys are, I assume, continuing to try to stay within the sight of the path, so to speak. I assume, correct? But not trying to be on that path. Oh, excuse me. And it's morning, so I'm not remembering. I don't hear the music, so I don't know what we're hearing.
Ominous music.
Yes, ominous music gone. You hear the birds chirping through the air. I think, Tishin, you're specifically kind of like maybe watching in the trees, like just like kind of like looking over, just trying to see if you see a big blue bird anywhere. You currently
looking
don't
out
see
for
any.
more. I'm looking out for more bats because I want breakfast.
Yeah.
And
You were surprised by how
The bats
good
are sleeping.
that tasted.
I was like, man, fucking bats are like nature's sausages. You know what I mean? Like they're great.
Oh God. Go ahead and roll me a survival check to see if you find another bat.
That's a 10.
Cool. Awesome. I think there's probably a point in time with a 10. There's a point in time where at least a couple of you are hanging back as Tishin is climbing a tree, saying, "No, I know, I saw it. There's a bat up here," and seeing it just as a crinkled, like sort of piece of like dried fruit that was in the.
I'm good. Yeah.
I was just gonna say
Guys,
that was
is
in
it-
that taste. But
There was anything there.
yeah, no, there wasn't anything there. The fruit itself, I think you even like try to like maybe like put like a tongue on it and feel like it tastes like insanely bitter. It does kind of look like a bat if it was closed up. So
I will put that in my pocket. I will just bitter bat fruit will be in my inventory from right on.
bitter bat fruit, love it. Awesome. Cool. So leading through the party, I assume is Slagtan, unless anyone else wanted to take
Yep.
point. Cool.
Unless somebody else wants to, yeah.
I have no idea where I'm going.
You got it. Cool. So Slagtan, just trying to kind of make sure you're inside of the I hesitate to say path, but the space that you are familiar with, that you took the way there, please roll me a survival check.
I'm out of shifts, so this is just on me. No. Natural 1.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. With a nat 1.
This is my natural 20 for con save didn't neutralize it.
No, unfortunately not. I'm gonna be harder on you guys. You guys are past the mountain. It's real time now. So as you guys are coming heading back, there's a spot where you notice that the path seems to shift slightly, and you try to you kind of alert the group, and you all kind of like make that space to make that movement around. So you're moving kind of like slightly to the right, kind of brushing up against like almost the area where you're about maybe like 50 feet over to the rock wall, and you feel confident after that. Slytan, there's probably maybe like a hint of like, okay, oh yep, nope, there it is, and then you move along. You guys had this way for some time. I would say probably maybe. Let me roll. Okay. You had that way for 7 hours. At this point, you start to notice that I'd say all of you start to notice, like probably maybe like about maybe the 6th hour, that you are getting relatively pretty close to the mountainous sort of region. The pathway that you're looking at, where you're now kind of just following spaces of like broken sticks and looking at like spaces where the moss is growing and trying to kind of like you knew which way the moss was growing when you were heading this way, so you're trying to kind of relate it somewhat to that. Maybe about 6 hours in, 6.5 hours in, is when you guys start to notice that there is a slight change in the terrain. You're noticing the trees are becoming a little bit more sparse. The grass itself is becoming a little becoming sparse itself, as you notice there's a lot more of like this like you notice like boulders that are kind of various shapes and forms are coming around, and you notice that like the dirt itself looks to be more of like a sediment type of feeling. We'll say Adim, you're pretty certain about halfway through that you're, as someone who has been studying the differences in terrain very closely, as it is a new thing for you more or less, I'd say about 6.5 hours, and you definitely get the feeling like we haven't been here before.
I will mention that. I'll be like, do anyone know exactly where we are? This doesn't look familiar.
You guys look around.
No
I say probably everybody other than Slagtan, who's probably just beginning to maybe have doubts in his mind, but are certain that there's no way this is the right way.
Was Mir in like a dirt kind of place? Or was it? Because you said it was right outside the forest, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, there was dirt there, but I mean, it wasn't just a dirt place. I mean, there's like grass and stuff.
I mean, not like this. I bend down and grab, get some dirt in my hand. Is it sandy like a beach, or is it? Does it feel like a beach, like sand? Like we're getting closer? It's more like a desert.
You're kind of coming in and out a little bit on mine, but I would say yeah.
Is it more beach or more desert sand?
I would say it's more like the sediment of rock, but I would say for a deem that may be pretty much kind of one and the same as far as like the space of recognizing that. So
okay. Yeah, this doesn't look familiar where we are, but This isn't what Mir looked like.
Slag Tent, are you sure you're going the right way?
No. This. I do not know what happened. This does not look right.
And given everything else that happened, something probably reached your head and turned you around. Let's figure out where we are.
As you guys reconvene at this point, I would say one of you kind of like starts to kind of like look up and sees 8, 9. Let me do math real quick. 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so it's about early afternoon. There is a space where there's a realization, depending on how far off the path you've gotten, coming back to the path itself may be dangerous. I'd say for pretty much everyone except for maybe Grian, knows that that Mir is at least south for sure. So it's up to you guys. You could try to find your way back to the path, or you could just try to go south.
Can I ask a question, Joe?
Sure.
It doesn't feel like we got so turned around. We started heading back towards where the roar was, right?
I'm saying at the Nat 1, you're not entirely sure. At this moment, you don't hear the sound of... you don't hear any sort of sound of your brethren at all.
Okay, well, since we're lost, and the team puts his pack on the ground for a second, what's the plan? What are we doing?
We're going to Mir.
Why?
We need answers. And we need to make sure that they're okay. I mean, we promised we'd help them, and then we botched that. So I'd like to make sure that they're still okay.
Okay.
We wanted to talk to Kavish and possibly Mathogberg about the shadow thing. We wanted to talk to someone about these possible keys. I have questions about this. Seems like a good starting point. The trees don't know anything.
Yeah, but Mir is not much more than the trees, if I remember correctly. That's why I was just wondering. But checking in on them, that seems like a good idea. Okay.
I'm gonna drop my pack, and I'm gonna scamper up a tree to the top and see if I can get a lookout over the canopy to see if I can catch anything.
Cool.
I could just fly you. Okay,
While he's doing that, Joe, I also want to pull out the map to Raven's Rock and see if there's anything on it that might help us wayfind. Because it's a map to Raven's Rock, but I imagine it's a map of the area too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's it is pretty rudimentary. It's more of like the idea of like there's a space, and then here's the path, and then here's the other space. That being said, I'll give you kind of I'll give you an advantage on a survival check on that to be able to kind of figure out where you are.
And while people are doing these things, I'm going, now that I've said my piece and going back to Mir, that's fine. I will watch. I'm going to stand guard. I don't want to be surprised.
Cool. You got it. All right. So you guys are so Slag's going to be a perception check with advantage as you kind of gained a height advantage to kind of look around. And we'll say a perception check for Adib.
16.
16. Okay.
I guess what kind of check do you want me to roll? I'm sorry.
I would say a perception check to see if you are in danger at all in any way.
Nat 20 for a 23.
Cool. Awesome. What did you get, Tishy?
I got a 7.
7? Okay, cool. Awesome. All So with the 7, you are looking at the map, kind of like sitting to the side, just trying to kind of focus on it pretty far. And I'd say you're holding it for about maybe a good solid 20 seconds before you realize your mistake, and you look around to everybody as they're all kind of like peering around, looking off in different directions as you take the map and you flip it upside down and come back to it as you're looking at it. No one saw you do that, so I'll give you at least that. Actually, except for Adim, because Adim rolled a nat 20, so...
I just grin to myself and just keep watching.
Yep. Awesome. Cool. All right, cool. So with a 16 Thactin, so looking out, you see looking, let's see, just from your direction where you were. We'll just say based on the tree that you climbed, because you guys have kind of gone so off the path, it'd be hard to kind of get an idea of where you're off. But like climbing up the tree and looking out above the canopy, you see the space where there are trees for miles and miles. And looking to your immediate right and left, you can see that the trees themselves have become sparse from where you are. Recognizing that most likely, you guys have definitely lost some time here. But to be able to get back on the path that you're originally on, you're going to have to venture forward, which is probably most likely the way you came. So that's just to be able to
we
get
would
back
have to backtrack. So to get back to the path, we'd have to backtrack.
Correct.
I'm making sure I understand that correctly. Okay.
Yep, you got it. But with a freaking nat 20, I was debating on whether or not this is going to happen, and yes, this absolutely makes this happen. So Adim, looking around, nat 20, you see, you're looking around, you see the map, you kind of smirk at that and just let that kind of keep on going as you're trying to gain a sense of perspective on where you are. And you hear this like very faint sort of, almost like a popping sound. Just say,
Does it seem out of place?
it seems very
Fire
out of
swamp.
place.
Then I immediately shh to everybody else.
Cool. You just hear a single pop, but I will also say on top of that too, you see a figure just kind of like, I'd say probably maybe like, it's pretty far, so it just happened to be like perfect happenstance on where you saw it. So I'd say they're about maybe like 200 feet off, in the brush deep in the forest, where you see this, like, you were looking in that space and you saw woods, and all of a sudden just like a puff of air. It's less of like a tear in dimensional time and space, and more of just like there was nothing there, and all of a sudden there was something there. You see a figure kind of just like drop to the ground, kind of like fall to her knees and kind of get up. You see a feminine form, deep red hair, kind of going past the shoulders, as you see her kind of like get up and like look around wildly, and then look straight up at this in the space of the sun. You see with a nat 20, you see her eyes are going from a very bright green with like a pupilless, and actually like even what's the white part called? Anybody remember? I forget.
Cornea?
Square?
No.
Yeah. So there's no cornea, there's no pupil, there's no iris. It's just green, looking straight up, and you see the eyes quickly start to fade back into like a forest green, pupilless, like human like eye shape. You see like elven sort of features. Very conventionally attractive, dressed in this sort of like this very light and quite form-fitting garment of what looks to be some sort of like leafy type of tunic. Has a space where like where the shirt itself like exposes the bottom part of like a midriff, and there's the like kind of almost like this very leafy looking skirt that kind of comes down. You see her kind of like pick herself up, look around, and immediately start to go to run off. But with a nat 20, you see all of this and have time to react.
Okay, so I'm going to move towards her
Cool.
while simultaneously using my bracelet to send to everyone in the party. I'm sorry, except for Aaron. Because you don't have one. Letting them know we have company and mentally so they can see where I saw her in that direction. And I just say, we have company, take cover. And I start moving towards, hoping they're going to hide.
Cool.
And then go ahead. And then having said that, I want to move not directly towards her, but like away towards her. And so basically, I'm not like between the party and her. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you're trying to like, what's the word? Like pincer, sort of in a way?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
And the idea is after I get a couple steps, I want to put on my best act of hello? Oh, and just like completely, I want to get her attention.
Cool.
And I don't want to be anywhere near them.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I'd say with a nat 20, you definitely are able to kind of put yourself in that perspective as you just kind of take off, move yourself in the direction of where she's going, because she's kind of working herself like kind of parallel to the party in a space. So you're able to kind of run and catch up. She's not very fast at all. You're able to run and kind of catch up and kind of come up to this other side. How far away do you want to be from her?
I want to be maybe 20, 30 feet, like I just heard somebody moving and I'm lost type thing.
Okay.
The entire time, the bracelet is active. The party knows exactly what I'm saying the entire time.
Fantastic. Okay, great. You're not catching her in the best of spaces or moods right now. I'll tell you straight up. So as you're making that space, you're making your presence known. She just rolled a nat 1 on understanding who you are and where you're coming from. I would say please roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Got you. I hope.
Can I clarify a thing?
It would be a 13
Sure.
to clarify away from my point of view.
Yeah. So Dean did not message. Aaron's not a part of this at all.
Aaron doesn't have a rock.
Oh, it doesn't have a rock. Okay.
Yeah, I'd be like, whoa, ha, ha. That was me going, I need to do this quietly and quickly, and she doesn't have one.
Sure. I think with that in mind, Tishian would put down the map and try to go just hold on to Aaron's hand during this encounter.
Okay, cool.
Well, I was into the idea of 3-dimensional stuff, and I was going to try to trail towards her, but I want to do it in the tree.
You want to trail what? Say that again.
To where our visitor is, head that direction, but stay up in the trees when I'm doing it.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna say it would have to be not until you heard that message. So I'd say she probably got
right.
Yeah, so she probably got about maybe like 20 feet of distance before you're able to even react to it. But ironically enough, she is actually, the way that I picture in my head, she's actually like kind of like almost just under you.
That's
so I'd
exactly
say
what I want.
I'd say by the time you're able to kind of go, you don't even have to go to another tree. So you're kind of just like pushing yourself out to a branch to be like kind of directly over. But I would say in your vantage point, being above the canopy on this, these trees are pretty high. I'd say you're about 60 feet above her.
Well, I would probably start prowling down if she's not moving.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I will keep that in mind on this. So with a 13, that is not nearly enough. You see, as you're kind of like looking around and saying hello, you see out of nowhere these vines come up and twist around both your ankles and come up to about like knee level.
I will purposely make a little even though I'm not feeling that way.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry if your friend But if you're a foe, I need you to stay right there.
I don't know
What-
what I lost. Hi, I just heard
D-
movement.
Don't cast a spell on me or anything. I can't deal with this right now. What year is it?
I don't know what the year is in your.
You could stay.
world
You could say.
or-
You could. It's up to you. You can say I make it up or yeah. Cool.
Canon.
So you say what year it is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. What day is it? And you continue that conversation.
I tell them.
Okay. All right. So not a lot of time missed. Thank you. As soon as I make my way, don't worry. They're very kind. They'll disappear from you.
Where am I?
I don't know. I don't even know where the fuck I am.
Maybe we could help each other if you can let me move.
Persuasion check.
Oh, sure. 14.
14. Okay. All right. She got like really good insight. She's just like, I'll tell you, you'll find out. So she's okay. All right. They're gonna let you go, but if I needed to, I could make this whole forest eat you alive. Understood?
Sure.
Great. And you see them kind of like pull back, and like kind of like make their way away from you to like kind of coming up to her side, and they're actually like coming like right up to her hands as if like they're like pets.
I have no weapons in hand. Well, my trident's in hand because it always is, but I'm not brandishing it. It's more like a staff. I'm like, hello, my name is Dean. I don't know where I am.
Okay. Adim, give me 1 second. And
they're hearing all of this, even if they're not close to us, because remember my bracelet's on.
cool. You see this figure walk towards the tree that you, Slagtan, are standing on top of. You see her kind of walk up to it, like put a hand on it. Oh, okay. Could you have your friend come down, please? She's looking at you, Adim.
I know Slagtown went up there, so I will Slagtown, if you're up there, and I'll look up, but I'll also put it through this. Our new friend wants you to come down. I didn't know you were there.
Well, surprise is gone, so I'll come down.
Cool. And you hear the... Oh, okay. There's a... All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Just relax. Okay. Yeah. All right. Pulls a hand away from the tree. Yeah. And the rest of your party, apparently there was a couple other figures. One of them pretty big. Hello? Anyone?
Yeah, they're over there. And I point in a slightly wrong direction.
Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. We'll just... Sorry, there's a lot that's normally much better at this. Where are your friends? Where are your friends? Where are they?
Over there? Do you want me to call them here, or?
You could do that, or I could have my friends go and find them, but I think it'd be better if you...
If you make your friends come find them, they're going to get upset. So with the bracelet still, so our new friend wants to meet all of you if you want to come this way. And so they can hear my voice as well as if they're too far away, they can hear it through the bracelet.
Yep. Yeah. So it's up to you guys. Certainly not trying to push the narrative in any sort of specific direction. It's up to you guys what you guys want to do. This is just what she would do.
Karina,
I'm
welcome.
going.
Yeah.
I'm
walk
going.
over.
Yeah. Aaron, are you good if we just go ahead and go on over there?
Sure.
Aaron has no for the record sense of touch does nothing of like connecting. Like that's That is not how that works. So Aaron, you're like, what?
Yeah, no. Well, and to be sure, like part of the reason why Titian was like went over there and made like contact with Aaron was to just let them know that like there's something going on right now, and we need to be like that sort of thing. But also like he did kind of think the sense of touch would help too. So
Right.
it's a little bit of both. But so yeah, we can go over here. Apparently, Adeem's like talking to like a woodsy woman. So I guess we just gotta go see what's going on.
Woodsy woman.
Cool. Once I get over there, I will stick my hand out to her to shake her hand.
Oh, nope.
What?
Nope.
Oh,
Not
okay,
doing that
okay.
for a good amount of time. Sorry, I'm usually much. Hello, everyone. Can you just like points to Green and goes? Can you just take a few steps back? Just. I'm trying to.
Yeah, all right.
I'm trying to talk to everybody, and you're like, you're right there.
Sure.
Hello. I am also a bit lost like you, but I can find my way back. How can I help you?
Back to where?
Where are you trying to go?
That is none of your business.
Okay. Well, we would like to be out of this forest into a civilization, so if the none of our business would include not being in a forest, could we come with you?
Y'all, I'm sorry. What's your name?
Fuck it. Ralia Samira Wildfund.
Raleigh, I apologize. My name's Titian. That's my friend Adeem. And Titian will just go down the line introducing everyone overly politely.
Cool.
Trying to like. So you say you're lost and you're trying to get somewhere. You're trying to get back.
I won't be lost for long. I got poofed. Okay.
I mean, who hasn't been poofed every once in a while?
I haven't. She looks you dead in the eye. I haven't been poofed. This is new. This is new for me. No one poofs me. No one poofs me. I poof people, but they don't poof me. Do you understand?
I've been poofed many times. You'll get it's not that big a deal after a while.
And a deep is looking around like poof. Poof.
I feel like Ianthe's like, is this like some kind of innuendo that I don't know about?
Yeah.
Poofing each other.
Gray's like this derogatory ass term.
Yeah.
Some of you are just like, I'm here for it, whatever. Like, cool. Anybody who wants to like roll an inside check or anything like that, feel free to. It's up to you. But you can
Do it.
So where 18.
18. Nice.
So 17.
I'll subtle spell a detect thought.
Okay.
Just a little poke.
Okay.
I'm gonna go well. Oh no.
Okay, cool. So we got 16, 17. Titian, you rolled. It's pretty high, right? 18. Cool.
Yeah.
So I would say like 16, 17, 18 actually are pretty much right in the ballpark of like an assumption of this. I'm going to say for the 16 and the 17, so for Adeem and Aaron, you surmise this is someone who is not used to not being in control. They seem noticeably flustered and new at being flustered. They're very conventionally eye-catching, in a space that like tells you kind of in a way, and I think Ianthe, you probably get a little bit of this as well. Like they're used to controlling a social situation, that they're failing at because they are noticeably shook about something. Titian with an 18, you notice that you've seen you notice a couple things. So they would roll above an 18 actually, just to check. Okay, cool. So with an 18, you notice these vines that are kind of like up next to her, like kind of just kind of hovering just below her hands, and kind of in a way where a dog like kind of sits before it, like just in case the hand goes down to be pat. You see these vines actually kind of like one of them kind of opens up, and you see this like beautiful sort of like pinkish flower that has these like has the veins of the like flower shapes having like a deep sort of purple to it. It's beautiful. It also has like a sense of wickedness to it. I'm gonna say with an 18, Titian, there was probably a point in your past, a long time ago, in your journeys with the roar, that you came across assassin vines before. This woman is controlling 2 separate assassin vines. So with an 18, what that's telling you is that this is someone who is most likely extremely powerful, which is which gives the sense of like even being shaken even more concerning. Adim, you also remember like you saw forms. I'm going to kind of give you a little bit more in the sense of this now. Like you saw things where like this being is purposely trying to look human-like. There was a shift back, like from a form that you couldn't really recognize to this form. So I will also give you that. Okay. So as you guys are surveying this, Raleigh Aasimar Wildfond. I am the keeper of the grove. I have been watching over the grove for longer than your parents' parents have been alive. But I don't know why I'm telling you all of this, and I would really love it if you would stop trying to get in my head. And points right at Ianthe.
We saw that coming. What? Oh.
Not cool.
Sorry. Just
it's fine.
Trying to get to know you.
She takes a deep breath in. Okay.
Hey, Raleigh, I'm so sorry. Like, do you want like a drink or anything like that? Do you want to like? I got, I just found this like weird bitter berry. Do you want to like have a little bit of that with me? It's all right. I'm just like, I think like, we can be like, I think we're both kind of like in the same position, and I think it's okay if we find comfort in that we're sharing this moment together. You know what I mean?
Roll a persuasion check. Are you presenting the berry?
No, I'm not presenting the berry.
Okay.
I think it's more or less like Titian's just started thinking about what's in his bag. I think that berry is like in his backpack right now. Did you say persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that will be an 11.
11. Okay. Cool. No, I'm good. I don't need your berries. Yeah. I go ahead.
No, I'm just like, I just want you to feel, I just want us, we're all comfortable here. There's nothing wrong,
How do I put this in a
I
nice
just want
way?
you to...
I'm usually very good at being nice, so I'm okay. There's a level where like you guys are familiar with ants, right?
With what?
like ants,
Ants, they're little insects.
like
They
the
have
small,
three pieces.
little.
Yes, that's them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
So in a way that when an ant finds, let's say, a fallen honeycomb, uh, says to their friend, "Oh, isn't this great? Life is fantastic and everything is where it's supposed to be. What luck!" Because they're not seeing the giant hornet, or we'll say queen bee, that is still inside, waiting to strike its last desperate strike at whoever's going to pass by. The ant's going to say to their friend, "Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's good." And then in the meantime, on top of that, there is a human that's walking by about to crush both the ant and the queen bee. Do you understand where you are in this analogy?
We're the people.
Honey. We're the honey in this situation, I imagine, because we're sticky.
I wish you were.
Wait a second. So are you? Hold on. In your analogy, are you saying that or in your metaphor? Sorry. Are you saying that we're both ants in this situation, or
No. I'm the queen bee. You're
you're
the
the
ant.
queen bee? Okay.
And whatever fucking just happened, where the sky turned pink not too long ago, and I disappeared into wherever I am now.
Yeah.
Wait, you heard that too?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, that's.
And
I mean,
and then
we all heard that.
Here?
Yep. Wherever this is. And I'm about to find out and go back, assuming that there is a grove to go back to.
Alright.
Do you know what wombat is?
I couldn't hear that. Say that again.
Do you know what wombat is?
Okay. Let's do, just because I know I'm definitely not going to hear. Okay. All right. Okay. Slide 10. Slide 10, say that one more time.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I changed to a freshly charged earbud. I
Okay.
said, "Do you know what wombat is?"
Oh, God. Okay. What year is it?
Whatever he said.
This year.
Okay. All right. So it's only been one day, right? Since did you all hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. So
I think so.
why are you asking me about wombats? That's it. Oh, that's right. Okay. Shit. No, you didn't hear about any wombat? No, that's not gonna work. Yes. Yes, but they're not any concern of yours at all.
Because we're
whatsoever.
ants.
No.
I mean,
I mean,
boys.
go ahead.
You go now. You're talking.
Yeah, no, there are, yes, there are wombats that exist in this world, and they are perfectly harmless, and they just want to be left alone.
I literally laugh out loud.
Cool.
As I'm walking away from her.
You're walking away. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm laughing, audibly. It's probably disconcerting for the rest of the party, since I'm usually
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard a Dean laugh like that before. Ever.
Great. Yep. Nope. Laugh it up. It's not gonna matter either way. Yes. So I have to go, but thank you for not making this more hard or annoying than it had to be. Where were you going?
I was gonna say, well, to be fair, I haven't spoken yet, but so where are you going? What part of the world are you traveling to?
Again,
coming from?
not any of your business.
But you just asked where we were coming from, so.
Yes, because I have wings and you don't.
right now.
Actually,
Continue the metaphor.
She is bee. Bee has wings.
Technically, we didn't long rest, so I can't just use my wings. So
You could. I mean, you could do it RP wise in this if you wanted to.
okay, yeah. At this moment, I'll just be like, well, to me too. I gotta just pop them out real quick and pop them back. And be like, I mean, yeah. I mean, I can do that. Yeah, but
oh my gosh, those
we
are
were
really
going-
beautiful. No, don't put them away. Can you turn around? And she's completely distracted. Anyways, you were saying. Oh my gosh.
Oh, and I Ash is like picking. He's like, we were going to like, we were we were going to Mir, city of Mir, to check on some people, but
Yes.
yeah, but we got ass backwards turned around on the way here, so
These are
here we
very
are.
dirty. You need to take care of these. This is.
I haven't had
Right,
the chance to shower. I'm sorry.
That's fine. No. I was just saying you don't need to
Yeah.
shower. You can.
Yeah. Just dust them off a little bit.
Sorry.
He'll like shake them.
Yeah. She takes that moment to be like kind of like she definitely like softens up a little bit with this. Okay. All right. I can see that you were all together and clearly of some skill. I can see some weapons on you. I know that it was. I didn't see you up in the tree. The tree did, but so I think it'd be safe to tell you this. You're probably going to hear something more about this being tall. If there is just this many that are going up against any version of depiction, anyone even pretending to be in the service of, I would urge you to run. I know it sounds crazy. I'm telling you to stay away from something that sounds like adventurous, and you're all clearly some sort of form of adventurers. Believe me, I've seen literally hundreds of you before, and I have not seen that. And just points up in the air, just to the sky, in some time. So that's.
Do you know what that is?
I know what it was. Look, I could use. It's your choice. I can drop you off where you need to be. Now or later, but if you want more answers, you'll have to follow me to a first location, and then I promise I will drop you off. But it's up to you. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you as much information as I can, and I know it's not a lot right now, but that's where we are.
I mean, if you're willing to share some information, I think we're willing to go, right? Everyone?
If it helps, it's the
Absolutely.
most beautiful place in the world, in my opinion.
I think Titian nudges like Tim and he goes, I bet she's gonna take us to the grove she's been talking about.
There's good chance.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance of it. I'll bet you $1 though.
I don't know what dollar is, but I bet you something. I'll teach you how to work with dog for puppy.
Just
Oh,
curious.
okay.
I guess would any of us be able to recognize like a wood nymph if we saw one?
I was gonna ask if any of us have heard of this grove or like the grove or a grove. I don't know.
That's a great question. Absolutely not.
Great.
As far as wood nymph, let's say anybody who wants to, anyone who wants to roll me a nature check can, because you got to roll pretty high.
Okay, I'm game.
Oh, bye.
Not very high.
Same.
Okay.
Nope.
I'd say for all you who
So,
rolled pretty low, you just assume that she's some type of druid.
Okay.
You're just
Fair
talking about Kavish, so that makes sense.
Hey, you have met
Do,
some nice druids, so.
do you know Kavish?
Yes, I do. Very much so.
Whoa. Oh,
not like-
wow. We do
Not like
too.
that. I mean, not, you know. Oh, okay.
No,
like
not
that?
like that. No,
Oh,
not
okay.
like that.
Okay. Yes.
Not yet, anyway.
I know Kavish very well. He's good people.
I mean, if
say
you
we
guys
go.
are, yeah.
Let's go.
yeah.
Okay, great.
I think
do you-
consider our curiosity piqued.
Fantastic. Again, I'm gonna probably end with whatever we're explaining to you in the same advice. Try to find some other adventure literally anywhere else. Honey, can we use you? Is that okay? Okay, yep. Jeez. We're gonna go over to another tree. This and walks away from the tree that Slacktail was on.
Consent.
As she filed it.
She's pouting.
Yeah. Goes over to another tree. Yes, do you mind? Okay, fantastic. And you see her just kind of run her finger along the groove of the bark as it comes down. You see the bark kind of just slowly open up into a space of a what looks to be like kind of just like almost like a separate sort of space of woods itself. I'm really hesitating to like 100-acre woods this bad boy, but it is essentially that. You see another opening to another space that does look very similar to the space you're currently in, except that you see you see in the distance about, say, from the hole itself that's opening up about maybe 150 maybe about 350 feet off, we'll say. You see this very large tree that is monstrously big compared to the others. As she kind of opens them and goes, oh, thank God. Okay. And you get
In the tree?
Yeah, in the tree. You guys haven't done this before. That's fine. Yeah, you just hold your breath and just kind of walk through. It's very simple. I don't know if you've ever done any like.
I'll go. While she's in
Great.
the middle of her talking, I'll do it.
Love it. Just walk right through. It's extremely simple. There's no space of. I don't know if anyone's felt. I probably maybe Grian has felt like the spaces of like being just like apparating somewhere, and the lurch of that. This is very much not like that at all. You just
Not like going into ore.
Right. Yeah, you're walking in from a picture into another, like from one space into another space. And it's that easy. So, Slagtane walks through. Oh, okay.
He walks right through. He doesn't want to hear her talk anymore.
Fantastic. Yep. Okay, next.
I'll go.
And it'll say, unless anybody wants to stop, you all kind of walk through into this space. And she walks on through, and you see it kind of like close behind her. She says, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the biggest well-kept secret maybe since Enelduin, the Grove. And kind of like motions out, and you see it's feel free to make any rolls you want to here, but what I will explain in as much detail as I possibly can is that you see there's an area where you see this kind of a rolling hill coming, just kind of like moving downward, where you see these small little like lumpy hills that are all scattered in some weird sort of spots. You see in the distance there looks to be some small patch of farmland, where you see there are like radishes, corn, things like that kind of growing. You notice that a good amount of it, and you'll notice this more as we continue on. About half of the farm itself looks to be burnt. You see there are multiple sort of spaces where you see other mounds that upon closer inspections look to be dead giants. This is funny. I think it's like the beautiful grove after there's just an attack there. And you also see there are a couple of places where there are suits of armor that have been left scattered on the ground, all of which are in a jet black.
Do they look like the ones from Grincelli?
They look very much like the ones from Grincelli. She goes, so she has looked better. But,
what happened here? Did y'all have is there a war?
You could say that, yes. Hello? Kind of calls out. Hold on 1 second. I'm just kind of bends down to a flower that's there and just kind of like cups it in her hands. Can you? Yeah. Okay, great. Can you tell them to come up? No, you can't talk. Yep, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I just kind of puts the flower back. Okay. Well, it might take a couple hours for our friends to emerge, but yes, this place would be known as paradise if it wasn't for these things over there. And points to you see a specific like giant that you see a head that is kind of like laying against the ground, tongue kind of open, eye just kind of like looking out into a space, and another head right next to it with some small space of neck in between that is laying straight back. You see its eyes are still like its eyelids like are still fluttering and then just kind of come to a close. Actually, no, it's been a whole day. Nope, they're gone. So you see what some may know as an Etin on the ground. You see another figure that again also resembles a giant, but it's on closer inspection. If you guys go to it, you see it only has one. It's a little smaller than the rest, and only has one eye in the center of its forehead. Looks to have been carrying this very large, like wooden, almost looks like a stage, as if it was like carrying a whole, like a couple people on its back, standing straight up. All these creatures are very dead. You see there are like scorch marks on the tree. Yeah, go ahead.
As we're looking at these, I'm imagining you said that are these giants wearing suits of armor? Like, does it look like they were part of Grincelli's forces, or are they just?
You don't see suits of armor. You don't see suits of armor. Oh. That's what I can tell you.
Any markings that are in common between them?
On the
like
giants?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
And I'll be keeping the puppy close at this point.
Cool. Yeah. You. Yeah, I'd say the puppy's just kind of just sniffing around, trying to kind of inspect, kind of growling at some of the like empty sort of armor sets that are almost laying like perfectly set as if a human is in there, but there's nothing in there.
Do you know who attacked you?
I was saying, you just watching over the party.
Okay.
Does Belle look interested in anything other than the rest of the dog?
I think Belle is
That was the one with true sight, right? So
Right.
yeah, Belle is continuously kind of like looking back at Ralia, who
Okay.
will eventually say it at some point that you can just call her Riley.
Okay.
do you know who attacked you or why?
Yes.
Would you tell us?
It is a story. Well, we got time. It's going to be a while before they feel like they can probably poke their heads up again. So this grove has been in existence for a long time. Ages and ages before your parents or whomever. As a space of welcoming peace for those that happen to pass by it, and for those who were to leave it, there was a portion of them where there would be very hard for them to find it again. This place has a magic to it, or at least did. The grove itself welcomed a new breed, as you could call it, in helpful resources with an old troubled friend. He goes by the name Cerilius. He would tell everybody on the material plane that his name was Cerilius the Great. He is. I always thought it was a joke, but who knows? But yes, Cerilius. He helped design these creatures, or change them into what they are now. And let's see, rushing the story forward. One of the earliest formations of this new creation got picked up, got stolen. They were showing some gifts of foresight, we'll say, and got brought to South Imea, and their son, or whatever you want to call it, went out looking after them. Found a group of friends to help along the way, and managed to find her and bring her back. Along the way, they found out that there was this entity that went by the name of Tall, that one of the party members was quite up in their legion, and then decided to call it quits and ran off and started a rebellion, and that rebellion got quashed immediately, but he managed to escape and is now with this party. Anyways, so there's a lot of other adventures that happened that I was not a part of actually at all. I hadn't even met them at this point yet. But besides Wilbur and his mother. And then they got into a lot of scuffles and quibbles with South Imea, and they have like a king down there. And anyway, so there was some stuff that went on with that. From what I understand, Grencelli was a part of that mix, and they escaped to Enoria. Enoria is like an underwater kingdom, far out. Like along, and as she's saying this, you know, Adim, you're recognizing, like, you know exactly where Enoria is. Yeah. All the while, Tall apparently was like picking on them, but specifically the one that kind of got away from him. And eventually, from what I understand, Wilbur managed to pick back and got into Tall's head, which freaked Tall out. And, well, when you get into someone's head, it's very easy for them to get into yours. So, from what I understand, the grove was now clearly marked for Tall. And that was where Wilbur's family is. So, here. So, thankfully, Wilbur and his crew managed to be able to get back here and protect the grove somewhat, which meant that, from what we thought, meant that we won. And then the sky turned that color, and all of my friends got poofed away.
Hold on, are you saying that we're in South Amaya right now?
No, thank God. No, you're still in North Amaya.
Above board, what is this the site of like the 3-session battle? I'm just like curious.
This is the site of the 3-session battle. Yes.
Oh.
Is Grincelli working with the towel? Well, I'll point to the
yes.
armor.
Yes, it seems like.
That is not good.
That is really not good.
Yeah, well, she's the least of my worries, honestly, at this point.
Grincelli has the stick.
Yeah, hold on. But to Slagten's point, as many years of you've seen, she stole something from us. It's like a rod of some sort that can bring
Primordial destruction.
yeah, that one. Have you heard of this before?
Where did you say you guys were from?
And Lilduin, but that's not the point. But yeah,
Well,
she actually took it from us before throwing Aaron off a cliff. Yeah.
I want it to be stated very clearly, we did not willingly give her that rock.
Yeah.
This is not our fault.
Okay. Just, you know, for sake of for my understanding, if you manage to find a what does it look like?
It's long and stick-like.
Is
I-
gold.
it's your choice. You guys could just say we describe it in great detail. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what it looks like.
You see the kind of like smirk on her face like completely drops, and she goes, "Oh shit. Okay. Yes. Okay. That is the primeval rod of Earth. Okay.
That's the name. Is that the name of it? The
Okay.
primeval rod of Earth.
We're just
Yes.
name
So
dropping now.
if
Okay.
you were,
You've just been calling it the stick. So
How
how
the
did you
rod.
how did you get to Enelduin from? How did you get there from Enelduin?
Oh
What?
no, I was a child. We just kind of met in Ravens Rock, and it was a ordeal. But here we are.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
We
like
just-
really
we just-
gloss over the city of Ore and be like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
she's gonna jump in it.
Did you find the rod in Ravens Rock?
Yes.
No, we found it
What?
by the side of the road, just by kind of in some rubble and stuff like that.
But in
I
Ravenscroft.
fully believe that you believe that. Where did you find the rod?
It was under some rubble by the side of the road.
Great.
Ravensrock.
In Ravensrock? Oh my god. Oh.
Kind of near Ravens Rock, yeah. A
Out
suburb
of
of Ravens Rock,
Ravensrock.
you might say.
I think we
Immediately
can-
south.
Okay.
I think we can tell her that like it was because we don't have to tell her about Or, but we can tell her it was in like the dwarven city. Like we can be like, oh no, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. I forgot what that one is.
Fantastic.
Named.
Oh
I
my
don't
god.
remember.
What a
Yeah.
fucking stroke of luck. Okay, great. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
You're good. You're good. Don't worry about it.
great.
He's not good.
It's fine. It's fine.
What if?
Why are you saying?
I'm apoplectic. I'm like, how he's fine.
This is safe to say. We made copies.
Right.
Hold on.
Are,
Yeah.
are,
You made
no,
copy.
no.
You're the one.
Well. Oh, okay. Yes, I was there when it was
You're
made.
one
Yes.
of the ones.
But
You're one of them.
sort of. Kind of. But what I'm saying is, we made copies that were.
Right.
Well,
so
we're-
she has
we're
a copy of it, so it's not the original. So
We're
it's not
Fae.
But-
Yes, we're
But we
Fae.
knew that.
We.
But we knew that.
It's.
No, we had no
Oh,
idea.
It's fake. It's fake. It's not real.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, it really is
Can
just the
Can I throw an insight check?
I would
Sure.
exactly. I'm feeling the same on this one.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Go for it.
want to know what I'm wanting to know is, are they saying it's a fake because we found it in Ravens Rock specifically? I guess.
Like they knew that where they planted that one.
Like
Yeah,
they
I would
know-
say that's.
like they knew
I
they-
mean, it sounds like yeah, because you said Ravens Rock
Yeah.
is when she was like, okay, good. I don't think there's any insight check required for that. I mean, it's up to you. Can roll whatever you want, but yeah.
I'm good. Not.
My I
Um,
don't know if she's telling the truth. Is my only thing.
Yeah.
So here's Rivalry then. If she's looking for the rod and she finds the fake, wouldn't she look for the real one?
I assume if she's been tasked with doing that, she's probably been already looking before you guys are even a part of the story. Why are you guys a part of the story, by the way?
Believe me, we would love to know the same thing.
Okay.
If she finds out it's a fake, she might come after us for giving her the fake.
Oh,
We didn't give it to her. You did.
for sure. I mean, she'll definitely try to kill you. For sure.
And if she's got a copy of that, couldn't she use the copy because it's got some kind of connection to the real one to find the real one?
Nope. No.
There's no link
Oh.
to it. Okay. That's good. That's
No.
good.
I mean, where is the real one though?
It's on the side of a road in a bunch of rubble.
Oh, that road. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
deserve that.
I did deserve that. Yeah. You know.
You just look at her and go, "It's a long
Can I?
story."
Nah.
So
He
who
said
rolled
the
an
thing.
insight
He
check?
said the thing.
Did anyone roll insight?
Oh,
I didn't roll
I
one
was-
because you just said.
I got
Yeah, if
distracted.
you were rolling for that, I would say there's no reason to roll. But if
I'll
there's-
roll an insight. Why not?
I rolled an 11 just to if I believe what she's saying.
Okay.
I got a 19 for insight.
23.
Okay. With a 23, she's leaving out something in this story. And I think you surmise that the space of what she's left out because it's personal, or she has a personal connection to the thing that she's leaving out.
So I have this theory, and I kind of want to just straight out ask her. So if the rod's a copy, and you said it was the primordial rod of Earth, right?
Primeval Rod of Earth, but yes.
Primeval Rod of Earth, yes. And you said you were there, right? So you know where it is. I'm just gonna come out and ask it. Are you the Rod of the Primeval Earth?
Ooh.
You finally figured it out. As she like goes to like try to like
fuck.
turn into a rod, and she's like, "No, I'm just fucking with you. No, it is an actual rod."
Okay. Just, I mean, I had to ask you.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't. It's not a bad idea. It's something we would definitely try to do, but no.
Is someone else the rod? I'm just kidding.
Am I the Rod?
I have been keeping this
Yeah.
secret locked away for literally probably close to 3,000 or 4,000 years. I'm not going to play 20 questions with you, Vort.
No, that's fine.
That's what we're gonna go. What
Can I-
are you?
Yeah. Can I ask a question? And I don't want to put him on the spot or anything like that, but like, I'm just curious, like, what Aaron's doing in this space. Like, is Aaron like talking? Like, are they part of the group, or are they walking around doing other things? Like, especially while we're talking about the rod.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron is standing to the back of the group and just very quietly processing everything and relieved that a sense of relief, if you look, that I didn't give up an evil weapon to Grancelli. But just kind of standing at the back, still feeling bad for what happened.
Yeah. I'll straight up look at her and say, "What are you?"
I'm complicated.
You are old.
Older than you, for sure.
Reminds you of the kid who was like, you can't say that.
You just tell people they're old.
Why
It's
not?
fine.
Just say they're missing
I think
something.
after you hit your first 1,000, you're okay with saying it. And to be honest,
You age very well.
You
well,
look
thank you.
fantastic.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. My
Very green.
original-
Very
original-
green.
What?
I just said you're very green. I'm just giving you a compliment as well. You know.
But why are you saying green?
Because you're green.
Because she's covered in leaves. Like,
You're yellow. Does that make you feel better?
I mean, in a way, yeah. I mean, I'd rather be yellow than, you know.
Fine.
I mean,
You know what?
you know, it's just color of my fur.
I've already shown off one secret today, and you see her start to kind of change shape before you. Her hands start to move into space that look like thick vines of like this. It does actually look green. That's why she mentioned it. Like it goes green and kind of comes up into this like darker sort of brown coming up. You see her face start to kind of form into more of a rigid sort of structure. Actually gets a little more angular. Becomes very bark-like, and you see the hair on her head kind of just turns into branches, and then from them are these little tiny, I want to say, I think they're daisies, but they're very small, like little pink sort of flowers that just kind of like pop up around her. As she is fully enough, I mean, you see the eyes go green, pupilless, everything. She grows to be maybe about 6.5 feet tall from her like 5'5" form. She goes, this is who I really am. Do I like the part now? Thank you.
Not look like a rod.
You're the second person that has made me feel good about this form today, or 2 days, I guess. I'm a dryad.
So, what happens now? I mean, what do you do now? What do we do now?
I don't no, I have a friend that I need to desperately look for. I mean, they disappeared in different spaces. Quite honestly, I lost 24 hours, I guess.
I mean, not to, I don't want to ask more information. We've already asked a lot of you, but if you want to share their names, I'm sure we'd be happy to keep an eye out for them and tell them you're looking for them.
I can tell you Wilbur is no more of a threat to you all as this flower.
I'm not, no, not for threatening. Genuinely, if we encounter, I mean, we've sort of a long to-do list that might take us all over the country, the continent. If we encounter anyone, really, we'll tell them you're looking for them.
Okay. Yeah. There is, there's Eldrin Enerath. Adim, no role required. You instantly know that name.
And I'll be like,
Adim Enerath is the princess of Honoria.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're looking for the princess? And I'll just say it like off the cuff, like it's nothing.
Okay.
She's a princess? Oh, we'll definitely look for her.
Yes. Oh, yes. Sorry. I see it. Okay. Yeah, and both of you. All right. Are you related?
Can I just keep on looking?
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Yes. There is. Well. Let's see. So there's Wilbur. Is a wombat. So it's Eldrin Enerath. There is Guar Amanamarth. He is the one that was under Tal's control years and years and years ago. There is Milo Underdale. Truly, like, you look at him and he's a halfling, so he's, small and doesn't look particularly, like, at first glance, like, that interesting, but sincerely one of the most interesting people I've met in a few years. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Kayla. What the heck is your character's name? I'm running for...
Yes, I think one more.
Oh my gosh. Okay, my brain just broke. Anyway, she says that name. You wouldn't recognize her. Oh, come on. Unbelievable. All right, 1 second. That's what I get. Okay.
You're back.
I'm back.
Yes,
And then there's that one, which I will tell you guys. I can't believe I'm forgetting it right now, but geez, I'll find it as we go along. So these are people that could literally be anywhere. I truly hope they're not in a different time. That would be truly terrible. Let's see. And then also there is someone named Brumhilda. That is not someone you really need to worry about too much. I'd say if you meet her, keep your distance. She's good. She's great. I'd say, Ianthe, you roll pretty high on that. You know that's the key. That's the one. That's the one that was held back. Something about Brumhilda was you feel the same sort of like personal sort of like thing of like just pushing that aside.
Saren?
Saren Reese, yes, thank you, cheese. And then Saren Reese, who is an elf from a distant land, and so they're all pretty powerful, and they're definitely, if you're willing to help them, they're willing to help you. But again, like I said, I don't want to talk ill of your powers. I'm sure you're all very powerful, but I don't know. Maybe maybe I should be saying go find them. We're gonna need all the help we can get. But it may be too late, honestly.
Well, maybe if we can go try to find them, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things we can do to help. I'm wondering if we can also maybe. Should we keep looking for other rods or anything like that as well? Like keep an eye out for them. You got the rod of earth. I'm sure there's a wind and fire rod too.
And I'll get shook as soon as he says fire.
Yeah. Okay. I think so. Saying that, Slackton, as soon as she says fire or he says fire, and you have that reaction, it comes to your head of why you saw that blast when you were running by.
Yeah.
That's what your fear was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she goes, well, I'm, don't get me wrong, you guys look like you're truly willing to help, but, your first thing you told me was how you gave up a rod to literally maybe one of the two people that you shouldn't be giving a rod to.
Didn't give it up. She stole it.
Sure.
We didn't want to.
Understood. But
now we... Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
No, I will be moving from here once I know everyone is safe. Guys, if you're around, you can come out. Just making sure everyone is safe, and after that, making sure it's safe. So,
what is it?
Like, we didn't know you before. Like, that's the thing. Like, maybe this time we can go get a rod, and then like give you a call, and you can do your little tree tunnel thing, and then bingo bango, like rod secured.
Where it currently is, I cannot think of a safer place for it. So that would be a concern to find it, and therefore re-hide it. Unless you all were planning on using it.
No.
Very hard stare.
No.
Because I
we just want to make sure
that would be the bad choice.
We just want to make sure it doesn't fall into the hands of Quincelli and Toll.
Yeah, I understand. Best bet is to be able to... I guess, I don't know. I'm not a general, you all. I literally have been staying in the exact same place for 4,000 years, and just points to the giant tree. I'm not the one to talk to about this. I am a soldier at best. You need to go find a general. Or go be your own, for all I know. I just don't... I'm still trying to figure out things myself, and I have some friends that are missing. So, apologies.
Oh, actually, Tishian here could message people in their heads, so maybe he could reach out and just say, just find out if they're okay. Or if you want to try the ring on, and you just...
I'm a 4,000-year-old magical being. I know how to cast message.
Trying to be helpful.
But thank you.
Who are you waiting for coming to us?
The survivors. She kind of like looks out, and you see, I think Slagtane, with your just natural sort of perception, you start to hear, scuffle, like sort of scurry sort of noises. Specifically in one area that is close by one of the mounds that you're at. We'll say to kind of move this one because I assume it'll be going in that direction. You notice that there is a noticeable impression in one of the mounds that almost looks to be like a possible, like, it's in the general shape of a doorway, let's say.
Are there any of the survivors that might need help, like getting back on their feet? We're happy to like offer a hand and like get them up, you know, heal them
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
That's actually that could be a huge help. Thank you, friends. I promise you, I can feel you coming up out of the ground. It's okay. And you start to see Slagton. You see the door kind of push outward from the little tiny mound of dirt that you can see has now been used to hide the space of what looks like essentially like a wombat yurt. As the door gets pushed out, and you see this little figure walking on two legs, kind of arms out like this, and just kind of like sniffing the air. And where is everybody? And with that, we're gonna end tonight's session. Bye, guys.
Finally found out what a wombat is.
See you all next week.
Hi guys.
Cool. All right. So